Yeah, in the early stage. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, in my CV, that's correct. Yeah, press disappeared for almost 6-7 years ago, I think. I'm schooled in many ways as a photojournalist from the beginning. Yeah. But from there I went, I think, nowadays I do a lot of filming for different clients, all from TV to own productions, cooperation with different humanitarian NGOs. I produce film for exhibitions, like Haiyen. Haiyen is an example of cooperation with, in this case, Plan Sweden, like Plan International. And and on that way, I basically create for them stories like this. Yeah. I think nowadays, film has become more important, that's for sure. I think when it comes to, say, to my livelihood, how I earn my money, I think film is at least 50% of my income today. And it's not only because of that photography, the world of photography has been going down a lot the last years because of how the situation is for many, say, magazines or newspapers, and it has become way harder. But for me, film was, I think, more also a longing. I was longing to film. Hungry Horse was the first film I did, basically. And that was not because of that I felt that I was forced into film, but it was more because of I was longing to be able to communicate in a bit better way, basically. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a bit of crossover maybe. For me, I'm educated in a quite traditional way. I'm educated in photojournalism. I studied photojournalism. I teach photojournalism. But me as a photographer and what I do in my photography in general, I would say is not classic. A style that it flirts, like maybe you say, with art, and it's a crossover from art to documentary photography. I can enjoy documentary photography, the early documentary photography. I can enjoy very much the very early, the more traditional way of shooting. But also, I like the newer approach. Say the newer approaches, the different approaches within the photography. And I do believe when it comes to storytelling. And what I do is I mainly work pure and only with storytelling in photography or either with film. I do believe in a personal language. I do believe in a personal way of approaching a team. So it's my language, it's my vision, it's my basically experience of a certain topic. One of the reasons why there's a different language, I would say in Haiyen, I think it's way more, on that sense, more, I would say, traditionally shot, traditionally photographed, Haiyen in the Philippines. Say, as well, maybe when it comes to Hungry Horse, it's on one way kind of tradition, but maybe a little bit more emotional photograph. But if it comes to Tokyo, it's way more, I would say, open, atmospheric, emotional, and I think it's more about me than about the topic in itself, I would say. It's more about my experience and my feeling within the story, except for maybe Haiyen, it's definitely more about the people. And the thing is with photography for me is that you work with a lot of different topics and a lot of different stories, and every story has its own character, its own temperament, and its own basically I mean character is maybe the one and only right word for it, and because of the story every story has its own character, that means as well that me as a photographer, I am adapting to that character and try to visualize it with my way of shooting. Say Tokyo is maybe very dreamy, it's very maybe I'm searching more in Tokyo, I'm looking more for different maybe answers or solutions or whatever. Or Tokyo is maybe more also a walk through the night or through the day, through feelings almost. A Hungry Horse is quite concrete, it's quite hard, and it's quite rough in that way, because the life in itself in Hungry Horse is in a very, very different way than, say, Tokyo. And Haiyen is even more a different reality, I would say. It's a post-catastrophe place, and you try to basically adapt to that feeling which is on the spot. I think everything is about try to transform the feelings maybe I have and what the place is having through photography. It's a big ambition, but it's really hard. But at least I tried, and yeah. Yeah, in that sense, that's basically what you do with maybe, and what you try to achieve with photography, because your photographic language, is the one form of communication you can use. And for me, definitely it is. So I'm not a good writer. I'm not a good writer. I'm a better talker probably, but not such a good talker. But I'm definitely a better visual person. Many things maybe in my head or in my life, I visualize. Yeah, I visualize a story as well when it comes to the simple things basically of not remembering almost names. Really hard to remember names, but not forgetting faces, which is a very typical thing maybe then for me as well. I visualize all the things around me. And that's what I, of course, try to do in photography. I think in general is by you visualize the stories through that personal language.